Good evening and welcome to NDTV. It's 6 o'clock at this moment. Time for Nationwide at 6 here on the broadcast. I am Ankit Tyagi. Top focus on two big stories that we have been tracking through the day. Number one, we'll first go across and a huge debate after the Supreme Court yesterday's order against the stray dogs. In fact, the Supreme Court has asked the municipal corporation of Delhi, Ghaziabad, Noida, the entire NCR region to lock up all the stray dogs, put them into shelters. Is that even possible? What are the challenges? And is it the most humane solution for the problem? That we'll discuss on the broadcast. We'll also then speak about the massive war that continues over the alleged voter fraud, the vote chori, the voter list, in fact, discrepancies. And now the TMC has also, along with the Congress, upped the ante against the Election Commission and the government on this. Coming up later in the show. But let's start with our top story at this moment. The big debate intensifies now after the Supreme Court's decision. And what you are seeing, it's not about people just talking. It's people have, hit the streets and they are protesting against the Supreme Court's decision. Rounding up, saying that the strays should be rounded up. They are calling it cruel, inhumane, not the way to deal with the problems. Now, all those people that today hit India Gate, this is where, they wanted to protest, they wanted to let their voice heard, and they were rounded up by the police. So it's the passion of the animal lovers, those which are saying that the problem is just not what you would want to do with the strays. They are not denying the fact that strays are biting people. Rabies is a problem. But with that, they are saying that there are issues that need to be dealt. There needs to be a more humane way to try and deal with this problem. Now, the protest, remember, as in Delhi and many other places, people are also speaking about this whole thing. And it's just not the common people, it is also, celebrities, actors, those who have come out and have, like Sania Malhotra said, the order is heartbreaking. Delhi government could have vaccinated these strays. Varun Grover says should find more humane solutions for this. We will, in fact, talk about the solutions as well. A lot of, celebrities, including Rahul Gandhi, who has many pets. He's a known dog lover. He has also said voiceless souls, are not the problem. It's the way we have to deal with them. Our systems are not working properly, and that is why the situation is as is. Now, let me just get in more details as far as this entire story is concerned. Is it even possible to implement the Supreme Court's order? Forget about, being humane, because a lot of people are saying that this will end up not only killing these dogs, the facilities are not there, it will create fights between dogs, it will actually create mayhem, it will be cruelty against the animals. What has the Supreme Court said, and is that even possible? Now, the shelter challenge, because the Supreme Court wants all the dogs, and there are about 6 lakh from one account, 8 lakhs in some newspaper reports. So the court wants all of them to be lined up in the shelters. 20 ABC centers are only for short-term care. Now, the problem also in Delhi is that the existing shelters can hold only about 4,000 dogs. And we are talking about a population of 6 lakh stray dogs. That's less than 4% of the stray dog population. It can be housed currently. So this is going to require a massive challenge, infrastructure challenge for the government. They need 40 to 50 square feet space for permanent shelters. New shelters will have to be established across the capital city and in Noida, in Ghaziabad and other places. Hundreds of acres of space would be needed if the Supreme Court's order has to be implemented. That it would cost, 10,000 crore possibly to build these shelters, to run them, to have staff which is trained to run these shelters. Last official census of the stray dogs was conducted in the year 2009. We are in 2025. We don't even know how many stray dogs are there in the NCR region. Last census said 560,000 stray dogs in 2009. Current stray dogs estimate is near 1 million. That's 10 lakh stray dogs in the NCR region. Now, only 2 dog catching vans exist per zone. How do you round them up? How do you do that humanely? That's also a big question. Not enough trained dog handlers, and also limited dog animal ambulances exist. Would it not, in fact, create cruelty against animals? Inadequate veterinary facilities in the region, and also this would cost about 3 crore per day to feed these dogs, even if you take them out. But remember, along with these problems, there are behavioral issues as well. Dogs are quite territorial. If they are taken into a shelter, shoved there, so many dogs together, they will get into fights, they'll injure themselves. Then what happens? Logistics have not been thought through. Could there have been other better ways to deal with this? That's the big question and the debate that is going on at this moment. Let me very quickly go across to Samyukta Hornad, who is an actor, founder of the Prana Animal Foundation. She's joining us at this moment. We also have Harsh Daiya, advocate, Supreme Court, who is with us this evening. Thank you so much to both of you for taking the time out. Samyukta, let me start by asking you, there are people, those who are protesting at this moment in the capital, national capital, against the Supreme Court order. Protest is one thing, but the court also underlined that what about children, those who are getting bitten on the streets? What about people dying with rabies? What, according to you, could the court have done differently than the order that they have passed?
So first, let's accept the fact that there is a big problem here between humans and especially dogs in the urban cities. Now, this has actually happened because of the failure of the animal birth control program, which kind of started in 2008. If we had implemented it properly, and there was actual monitoring of how many dogs have been vaccinated, sterilized, we wouldn't really have this issue. The population has just been increasing, and there is no responsible feeding that has taken up, which is why the dogs are getting aggressive. So this is created by us, by all of us who couldn't actually do the ABC program because of how corrupt the system is. There is, even in Karnataka, I'll say 3 crores that is per month that is supposed to go to ABC program, but we're not really implementing it. And I think the problem lies there. And so, of course, children, elderly people are in danger, but because we haven't vaccinated, sterilized, or done responsible feeding, I feel.
Harsh Daiya, let me bring you in at this moment. I just listed out the logistical problems of implementing this. It just, you can't just turn your eye and, go into a culling mission for these dogs. When the Supreme Court says round them up, put them into shelters, it's not logistically possible to do that. There are other ways to deal with it. If the government fails or the authorities fail in their sterilization program, why should these voiceless animals pay the price for that?
Ankit, this may not be the best solution, and this is definitely not the most humane solution as well. I completely agree with that. But this seems to be the only solution at hand for the Supreme Court at the moment. Because, so far, Supreme Court was relying on these authorities, civic authorities per se, and civil society to tackle this growing problem. But they have completely failed. Like my friend Samyukta clearly mentioned that the ABC programs are in place. There are certain guidelines to sterilize and vaccinate dogs, but that is clearly not taking place in any of the cities of this particular country. It is not just a problem that is being faced by Delhiites, but by almost every people of every city of the country. Because if civic authorities will not do anything, if the civil society will not take the appropriate step, what will the court do? And I definitely believe that we do not have the required infrastructure in place to carry out the orders of Supreme Court. And this 2-month time limit that has been put by Supreme Court, that is for a reason. That is to create pressure on civic authorities to create sufficient infrastructure. And I truly believe that this deadline would be extended by Supreme Court time and again.
But you do understand, if the authorities fail to do their job till now, in a rush to try and meet the Supreme Court deadline, the animals are going to pay the price.
Right.
No, that is where the civil society would come in. They would have to ensure that no such thing takes place. And all of us,
But the court in its order said anybody coming in between, we'll throw them in jail. We will take action against them. That's a direct threat to anybody who is trying. In fact, today there were protests in Delhi and people were rounded up by the police because they were protesting. So where does the civil society come in?
Ankit, that is for the people who are stopping the authorities from doing their duty. But if by any chance any animal rights abuse happens, then definitely the court would look into it. Everyone knows that, like, our Supreme Court is the most animal loving and very humane court. This may be a very strict decision that has been taken.
The problem is there is some breaking news coming in. I have to shift to that. But the court took a suo motu cognizance of this, and the court in its hearing also said they don't want to listen to any animal rights group. They are only going to do exactly what they think at this moment should be done. I am nowhere saying that dogs are not a problem, but the fact is that the only way to deal with it? Just stay on with me, both of you. There is breaking news coming in from Karnataka. The Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Siddaramaiah, has reacted to the Supreme Court's order of stray dog order, and has said that treating stray dogs as a nuance to be removed is not governance, it is cruelty. Humane societies find solutions that protect people and animals. Sterilization, vaccination, and community care work. Fear-driven measures only create more suffering, not safety. This is what Mr. Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, has said. Remember, this is coming on a day when we have earlier reported in Bengaluru, stray dogs attacked, in fact, 2 students in the city, and those students were bitten by them. But the fact, as I said, also remains, we got to see, being on the streets is also not the best possible place as far as the stray dogs are concerned. And even on the streets there is a lot of problems as far as these strays go through, and that also then creates this fear and aggressive behavior in the dogs. Samyukta, am I right when I say that just leaving them on the streets also is not the solution, isn't it? Because streets are not the best places for the dogs. There is fight for food, there is injuries, diseases, hunger. All that creates a very angry, and this kind of violent streak as far as dogs are concerned.
Yes, if you don't feed them the right way, what happens is some of these people who like dogs, they decide to feed it one day and forget the next day, which is where the dogs get a little aggressive. But there's a bigger problem here when you are planning to move 6 to 10 lakh dogs in centers. Dogs are territorial, okay, and they all are not vaccinated or sterilized, which will lead to more diseases. Plus, because they will not find the food that they've been used to, they're going to get more aggressive. This has happened before in Jaipur and in other places where this moving or relocating of dogs, first of all, is completely illegal. But when you do it, it causes more aggression in dogs. It spreads more diseases. It can even lead to plague because they're going to start eating rodents. And they've taken this call without really processing it. It is completely unscientific and very discompassionate. So this moving of dogs is not the solution. Actually following the ABC rule correctly, making sure it's monitored and implemented is the right way to go about it. If they've done all these things correctly, the dog population, like in Sri Lanka, in Europe, they're all sober, they're all looked after. The population decreased by 50%. It's the only human way of dealing with the dogs. And I don't think the Supreme Court has done the right thing by making a very hasty decision like this.
Harsh, let me ask you this as well. Has the court jumped the gun on this? There are examples from across the world. In Thailand, in Italy, in Chile, in United States, in Sri Lanka, as Samyukta was saying, there are many, many case studies where the stray population has been brought down in more humane measures. Could the court, at least would have waited for some sort of intervention from the animal rights group to make this sort of an intervention before passing the order? And what are the legal challenge, options that people have, those who are not with this order?
Ankit, I'll try to answer all your questions. When you say that has the court jumped the gun, I feel definitely not. Because had the court waited for the civic authorities to act on it, then nothing would have happened, nothing would have moved. Because civic authorities had almost more than a decade to, solve this particular problem, but nothing was done. See, ABC rules are already in place. There are already set procedures that are in place wherein we can tackle this problem, but the civic authorities are not doing it. I'm not putting it on animal lovers, but the problem lies with civic authorities who are not doing their job properly. Had they done their job, this problem wouldn't have existed in the first place. And one drawback of ABC, process, I feel, is the ABC suggests that you sterilize, you vaccinate, and then you release them in their natural setting. One problem that is not taken care by the ABC rules is that when the pack of dogs grows in one particular area and 5, 6, or 10 of them get accumulated at one place, then there is a big risk of them mauling people to death. There have been several instances. Even your channel is playing those visuals.
I agree, Harsh. I do not disagree with you what you're saying. But all that you are telling me at this moment is the incompetence of the authorities. The question comes back to the fact that why should the dogs pay the price for the job which was supposed to be entrusted on the humans that they did not do? And then how do we trust the same people to, in fact, in a humane way, conduct this entire exercise that the Supreme Court has mandated them?
Ankit, that is the same thought I'm echoing. The problem lies with authorities, not with the court. The court was forced to take this decision because there was no other way left.
Okay.
None of the my friends could suggest any other way the court could have taken.
Okay.
Definitely.
Samyukta, do you think that the court at least should have given an opportunity for people like you or animal rights group to at least make a presentation before taking the decision?
No, I think they don't want to hear out, even the solutions to something like this. Of course, it's large in number, but there is, they have the right to live as well. Okay, the system has messed up in multiple ways, but this is not the way to treat an animal,
Okay.
And I think there are ways of doing this. There is, if you, for the next 1 month, okay, decide to do it correctly, go to different government hospitals,
right.
Make sure that at least 1,000 dogs get neutered. It's super expensive, but you've delayed it, so you probably have to take the burden, but not just push all the animals away into a shelter. That won't work for sure. It will actually increase the problem a lot
Maybe
more.
do it to the capacity that you have, build more capacity, bring in more animals rather than just trying to round everything up and put them into places where it only creates more problem. I am completely out of time. Thank you so much to both of you for speaking to me on this. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that on NDTV we focus on issues that matter to you and we want to hear from you. My colleague Gargi Rawat went out and she tried to listen to what India has to say on this issue.
Here we are in Nizamuddin. As you can see, this is one of the mandated feeding spots of this small colony. And we are joined here by a group of citizens who want to find solutions to this issue. Despite what the Supreme Court has ordered, they're hoping that there will be another way out of this entire, dilemma that we find ourselves in. So I'd like to start with you, Vandana. If you can, the Supreme Court's order is very, very clear. There's also no room for petitioning them right now. So what is it that you and all the citizens, I know all of you have been very active in this, working for the benefit of dogs and ensuring that there's, that there isn't any sort of conflict. So what are you thinking of doing now?
So the order is a very all-encompassing order, and it's not entirely based on scientific fact because it even disregards the AWBI rules, which are based on scientific data. So we are actually hoping to be given an opportunity to question some of the fundamentals this order was passed on, mainly because it seems to be an unactionable order. The scale and how blanket it is not something that's going to serve the purpose.
10 lakh dogs in a matter of 8 weeks.
Neither of the animals, even if you say that it's phased out, first 8 weeks is only 5,000 dogs. 5,000 dogs is not a small number. And what you're trying to achieve by cleaning out every street dog from the city is really not what you think it's going to be, because this is not what welfare, either animal or human welfare, is meant to be executed in this way.
As a volunteer group, we look at mitigating animal-human conflict and trying to reduce it. So we do go into the community when we receive complaints to see why the animals are being triggered or why they're getting aggressive. We also give people the opportunity to speak and let us know exactly what issues they are facing as well. The main aim is to make sure that all living beings have the right to coexist in a community with minimal conflict.
All right, but again, coming back to the reason that has led for this order, if you could talk a little bit about that. We have had the rules since 2001, and of course again they've got redone the ABC rules. So why has this not been able to deal with this problem?
No, we are talking about the bites here.
Yes.
Now, see, if we were to manage our sterilization and vaccination programs well, this wouldn't have happened. Yes, there will be a few bites, cases of that, which is very sad when kids get bitten, very sad when there's cruelty towards animals as well. But then we have to find solutions and work towards that, which we can do, and we have done in this little colony amongst our volunteer group. 100% dogs are sterilized. We feed them. There is absolutely no human-animal conflict over here. There may be a few cases here and there, but that's okay. We are not judging and we are not weighing each other. Okay. We are just finding solutions for bettering the community.
All right. Tell us a bit about the work that you do in Delhi.
So, we work all across Delhi. We do sterilization, we do vaccination, which is actually the MCD's job. But MCD is not equipped to deal with the numbers that we are dealing. Also, MCD has not been able to control the numbers because they just don't want to work. They always have an excuse. The car is not working. The veterinary ABC units, you have to go and visit the ABC unit. They are in such shattered and depleted conditions that they just can't work. So, it's people like us as a caretaker and even a smaller organization who's helping MCD do their job.
Tell us a bit about your organization.
So we run a feeding program, we run a community kitchen, we have animal ambulances via which we do medical rescues, which MCD doesn't do. That is all on us. We do sterilization and we do vaccination, which is again MCD's job. And on an average, we are sterilizing 200 dogs, not only from Delhi, but from NCR. NCR doesn't have any appointed ABC units by their own municipal bodies. You go to Faridabad, you have none. Go to Ghaziabad, you have none. Then how are you saying that ABC is a failure when you have failed to implement ABC yourself? These colonies, CP, there are so many colonies which are examples that ABC is a success. You just can't say that ABC is not working and just throw it out of the window. You can't do that.
You've worked extensively in the Connaught Place area. Tell us a bit about that experience.
You said that this is an elitist issue. I first want to set that right. It really is not.
It's what many people say, regarding the dog lovers.
When I say you, I mean society, yeah? But I'll tell you, because in Connaught Place, we are surrounded by low-income areas. There's Paharganj, there's RK Ashram, there's Arambagh, New Delhi railway station. So we are living in Connaught Place, but we really work with the low-income areas. And I cannot tell you, without them, this work would not be possible. Even in Connaught Place, the dogs are being looked after. Yes, we do some of the feeding, but I know scooter walas, ice cream walas, vendors who personally are giving 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, buying some food, getting their own food, sharing it with the dogs.
एक डॉग ने उसका पैर पकड़ के उसको गिराया. There is a stray dog bite, stray dog attack. Who is responsible?
Relentless NDTV campaign.
The fact is that every single day there are common citizens, those who are suffering at the hands of the stray dogs.
What are the key concerns from a national policy point of view on this issue?
NDTV flags India's dog dilemma.
We are asking here on NDTV as part of our campaign.
Policymakers back safety campaign.
Why? I welcome this.
We have no policy.
Time for stray menace solution. A massive NDTV impact.
तो NDTV को भी बधाई देना चाहता हूँ, आपने जनता से जुड़ा हुआ मुद्दा उठाया है.
NDTV campaign spurs Supreme Court action.
All stray dogs in the region must be relocated to shelters.
Supreme Court orders end to stray menace.
हमारा एक ही ध्येय है
दिल्ली की जनता को राहत देना।
NDTV's solution-oriented campaign.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
That's huge. That is a biggie. It's out there.
Gold Plus Clear Glass. पार हो या नियर, सब कुछ दिखे क्लियर।
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you, it matters to India, it matters to India, and it matters to me, and it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru, only on NDTV 24x7. NDTV 24x7 is India's #1 English news channel on YouTube. Credible, compelling, always ahead of the curve. Thank you for choosing NDTV 24x7 as your trusted source for news.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
एक जरा इंतजार, सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की। जय जवान, जय हिंद।
Mohit, you are known for your music. All your films, musics stay with us till today. I'm a millennial and those music are kind of music. So whenever we say Mohit Suri film aa raha hai, we know the music will be good, right? It's a given. So you really work hard. But is this always like how you create your music? You need everything in place, the mood, the lighting, even when the person is in the studio and just singing. And also, how did you select your musicians that this person's voice is perfect for this song?
That's what I think, the amount you give to a song, that's how long it will last, I think. Everyone does the programming, everyone writes the words, everyone makes the thing. But the thing is how much you give, how much of heart you give to the lyrics or to the music or to the melody or to the singing. That's how long the song will last, is what I genuinely feel. If you don't give that love, you're not going to get it back. It's just a simple debit and credit procedure, I think, with the audience. I genuinely feel I don't have any special skill. I don't know any scale or anything else. It's just that I enjoy that process a lot. Give me an evening to just go for a film party or something, I'll skip it. But you give me like a struggling musician to go who has a great tune, some new guys, chill all night with them. I can do that. I can just sit there, make music and stuff like that. We just did that recently. Fahim came down. He just surprised us, and we met in my Bandra office and Han was there, Aneet was there, and he made me hear his other songs and stuff like that. But it was it's so much fun. Because I just think making music, I mean, film, you still get to see something. I think music is so amazing. I mean, you just
don't need to see anything.
It's in the air, and suddenly it just comes together, and it's just, you can just feel it. And something you hear makes you feel something. It's just magical.
Is your business future ready? Join the 13-week strategic ESG certification program for business sustainability and growth for CXO and business leaders by NDTV, Terry and Zenora. Master global ESG frameworks, gain real-world tools and lead with impact. Starts August the 23rd. Enroll now.
Speaker Om Birla has announced a 3-member panel to probe allegations against Justice Yashwant Verma over the burnt pile of notes found in his official residence. Stray dog dilemma, 2 students hospitalized after dog attack in Bengaluru. Stars speak up for the stray celebs bad for humane treatment. John Abraham says review the order. Supreme Court's dog verdict. Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi calls it cruel.
Presented by Kannada Bank. Together we can.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start with something that you possibly only see in comedy movies. There were dead people who walked today in the Supreme Court. This happened during the hearing on the special intensive revision drive which is taking place in Bihar. The court was hearing that matter, in which about 20 people from Bihar, those who have been declared dead in the Election Commission's records, the electoral rolls have been produced in the Supreme Court. All of them, well and alive, walked into the Supreme Court during the hearing while Mr. Yogendra Yadav brought them in. The Election Commission did not take it kindly. It said that they should be, in fact, right now trying to meet the officials and get the corrections done. But the fact is, this is just an example of how there are so many discrepancies and questions being raised as far as the SIR drive in Bihar is concerned. And overall, on the Election Commission, the court today was hearing an important issue. And during this, the court, in fact, sided with the Election Commission and said Aadhaar could, of course, not be taken as an identity document. The petitioners also said that the Supreme Court, in fact, needs to ask some tough questions as far as this Election Commission drive is concerned. So what happened today? Let me sum it up. My colleague Nupur is joining at this moment. Nupur, I mean, it's absolutely out of movies, right? Dead people walking in while the Election Commission did not take kindly to it and wanted them to go and get the revisions done. But this also highlights the problems of this drive and the way things are happening.
Yes, Ankit, of course, this was just no less than a movie, straight out of a Bollywood movie scene when people who have been declared dead in the draft SIR roll that has been published on August 1 came to the Supreme Court to show themselves, to present themselves that they and along with them many such people are facing such kind of exclusion, unjust exclusion. However, the Election Commission's argument today was that this is just the draft roll. And now these people who might have been left out erroneously, they should first move to the Election Commission of India. They should present the documents, their identity proofs, and then proceed further. The Election Commission has contended that this list is not final, and they will be given a fair opportunity to be heard. Supreme Court, on the other hand, said that they appreciated Yogendra Yadav's effort to bring in all the arguments that he had presented today in the court. They also said that they don't have any problem if the citizen of the country is ready to approach the court and appear in person in front of the court. But the court said that remedial measures are there. If EC is not going to take it, if the petitioners have not approached the EC till now, then they will make sure that they intervene. The Supreme Court has assured that if they do not get remedy, they will intervene.
All right, so this hearing will continue as far as the court is concerned. Court even went on to say that as late as September, if they are not satisfied with the process, they will call off this entire rules that are being prepared by the Election Commission. Many questions. It's not just about inconveniencing these people, being declared dead in the draft roll and then they have to run pillar to post to try and prove that they're alive. But political, on the political side of things, the heat continues on the Election Commission. In fact, the TMC upped the ante today. Abhishek Banerjee, the leader of the TMC and the member of parliament, slammed the Election Commission over SIR and said if there are so many discrepancies, then dissolve the Lok Sabha and conduct a fresh poll with a fresh list. Listen in.
पहला कदम चुनाव आयोग का ये होना चाहिए कि अगर वोटर लिस्ट में कोई भी इरेगुलरिटी है तो भाई लोकसभा डिसॉल्व होनी चाहिए। आप लोकसभा डिसॉल्व करिए, पूरा देश में एसआईआर करिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। लेकिन एक सिलेक्टिव नहीं कर सकते ना कि गुजरात में एसआईआर नहीं होगा, गुजरात में वोटर लिस्ट ठीक है, उत्तर प्रदेश में वोटर लिस्ट ठीक है, मध्य प्रदेश में ठीक है और बंगाल में नहीं है, बिहार में नहीं है, तमिलनाडु में नहीं है। आपको पता है कि बिहार में अगर लोग वोटाधिकार अपना लोकतांत्रिक अधिकार प्रयोग करेंगे तो आप हारोगे, आप चुनाव जीत नहीं सकते लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से। तो आप लोग का जो हक है, जो डेमोक्रेटिक राइट है, वो छीनना चाहते हैं।
Go to Mr. Rahul Gandhi and say, the first Karnataka government should resign, Telangana government they should resign, Himachal Pradesh government should be dissolved immediately. Under which election commission they got elected? जिन्होंने पूरे पश्चिम बंगाल का डेमोग्राफिक चेंज कर दिया. There is an entire demographic design of West Bengal, what are districts to change. खाली प्लॉट में कम से कम एक साथ 15 करोड़ 20 वोट करके रख दिया. ऐसा तो नहीं चल सकता. तो हम लोग इसके खिलाफ हैं. जो भी राहुल गांधी उन्होंने बोलना चाहते बोल रहे.
All right, joining me now to discuss this more in detail about the political connotations and where does this fight go from here, Jayanto Ghoshal, senior journalist, consulting editor, NDTV. Jayanto, thank you so much for speaking to us. Let me begin by asking you first from Bengal itself. Abhishek Banerjee, jumping into the scene, upping the ante against the Election Commission because the fear is that after Bihar, West Bengal is next. How do you see this playing out electorally and politically in West Bengal?
Ankit, thank you very much. I think you have covered very nicely and all the points. I think the ruling party, the opposition, but what Abhishek Banerjee has said today, it's very clear that now it's a political battle. Whether it's a routine, intensive revision of the election commission or not, how many dead voters are there and how you will manage the voter list just before the election. These are a lot of questions, but the political battle is that in place of Hindutva, in place of the other issues, now opposition is getting, their solidarity is more because everybody, there is a sense of insecurity that if BJP can remove lot of voters, their voters, then they have apprehensive and they are supporting each other. And Rahul Gandhi, he was not that sympathetic to TMC. And in election today also in West Bengal, there is a major rift between Congress and TMC. Congress and left and that party is united. But Abhishek Banerjee, Ankit, I must say, that my personal opinion, he is better articulate than even Rahul Gandhi because Rahul Gandhi was saying that it is constitutional, it's not political. But I disagree because constitution is also a very important political document of our country.
Absolutely.
What Abhishek is saying, that is more, I think, intelligent and very important, that it should be irrespective of the regional, provincial identity.
Yes.
So if you want to revise if you want to change and reform the voter list, irrespective of the state and the ruling regime, you should do it in each and every region. Why not in Gujarat?
So
And
they
why
are
not
in fact, what
these are the
Rahul
very
Gandhi and
important
the
questions.
opposition Dada seems to be suggesting, and even what Abhishek Banerjee is saying, that if there are discrepancies, do a whole India sort of a revision. Don't only in the electoral states or the states going into election. But let me ask you this. Despite their differences in the past and in West Bengal, the opposition seems to be coming together. There was a big show of strength also yesterday when all of them marched towards the election commission. Opposition seems to have found this as the central pivot of some unity around which they are running this campaign in their states and across the country. Do you see this, even widening? Because people have also started talking about it. It's just not about Bihar and West Bengal. It is a point of conversation all across.
Ankit, frankly speaking, that this solidarity, it is in the monsoon session, and after this winter session will come. But when the Bihar election will come, where is TMC in Bihar? When the Tamil Nadu election will take place, where is RJD in Tamil Nadu? So I think this solidarity, in the national solidarity of the opposition, you need before 2029. And today, it's a state-wise provincial elections will come. And this solidarity, what we have seen yesterday, this is a very important in the parliament session, because this is the role of opposition. In fact, I think that opposition was completely, inactive. There was no solidarity, there was no coordination, there was no seat sharing. And, in Maharashtra also, we know what is the role of Congress. And Congress is now, I think, the role of Congress nationwide, it's a very insignificant. But now Rahul Gandhi is trying to be relevant in the national spectrum. But Abhishek Bandyopadhyay, he is trying to, and he has become the Lok Sabha party leader of TMC. That also we should remember. So now the role of Abhishek, the importance of being Abhishek Banerjee in Trinamool Congress and the national spectrum, it is important. And what Rahul Gandhi did yesterday, I think after a long time, but this, what you are saying, this solidarity is in the state assembly election.
Right.
The taste of the pudding will be eating, and Tejasvi Yadav has to prove to combat BJP and not the other parties.
Right.
So I think it will be more important and relevant how long this solidarity will consistent and continue. That has to be seen.
So whether this is just seasonal, whether this is just parliament session to parliament session, or can this become a national campaign of the opposition together against the BJP? Because we have seen the contradictions within the opposition camp as well, time and again. Only time will tell. But at this moment, this seems to be the pivot around which the opposition seems to be taking on the BJP. Dada, thank you so much for speaking to us at this moment. With that, we are slipping into a short break. Coming back with much more on the other side. Stay tuned.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
Priyanka Gandhi's post on X, the moving of all the city's stray dogs to shelters within a matter of weeks is going to result in horrendously inhumane treatment to them. Enough shelters do not exist to take them on. Dogs are the most beautiful, gentle creatures. They do not deserve this kind of cruelty.
गोल्ड प्लस ऑप्टिमिस्टिक रिफ्लेक्टिव ग्लास लगाओ, धूप की गर्मी को दूर भगाओ और बिजली का बिल भी बचाओ।
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Now the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves and Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players, and this is going to be the ultimate test.
जय जवान, जो मैंने शुरू किया था ये एक्चुअली। मैं दोबारा आया हूँ आप लोग से मिलने के लिए। मुझे बड़ी खुशी है आप देख रहे हैं YouTube पे मेरी फिल्म। वाह क्या बात है, क्या बात है। देखिए जय जवान मेरे साथ 15 अगस्त को सिर्फ NDTV पर। जय जवान, जय जवान, जय हिंद, जय हिंद।
हेलो बोलिए मैडम, डब्बा ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा।
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसे हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है?
मैडम एक बात को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire dabba trading scam.
You know, first when Sayyara released and we as audience realized, oh my God, what is happening? You know, when did you realize it? Like, it's like, whoa, I didn't expect this, what is happening? Like that wave that hits you.
You know, the first thing that really hit me, I'm telling you, was a month back actually, to be honest, is when Adisa saw the film. And he saw a very loose cut and he decided the release date. But he was always, like me and Akshay were so into making the film, I think, along with Sumanna and all. Sometimes when you're so into it and you know, you don't realize, you don't see it from, and then he saw it from a third person perspective. I mean, he was always super confident about the film. And he had actually had this talk with me about how have we done. And yeah, we all grew up. I was in the 8th grade when I saw Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge and said I want to make a love story like this. For a person like him to say that, you know, you've made a great film. All he had asked for me was to make your best film for me. And I did, and I'm just glad that, so that was the first thing, you know, and that validation was great.
Moto
G96 5G. All eyes on you.
For the fans, and I guess who's not, of Rajnikant, the Independence Day weekend is going to be special. His film Coolie storms the theatres. But before the superstar takes the center stage again, let's rewind about Rajnikant's last 5 releases. Take a look.
Advance bookings are already off the charts, topping 20 crore rupees in India and crossing $4 million overseas. Superstar Rajnikant's Coolie is set for a box office face-off with War 2, but early pre-sale trends show Rajnikant's film firmly ahead. Let's look back at how Rajnikant's last 5 films fared at the box office, starting with Vettayan. 2024's Vettayan paired two legends, Rajnikant and Amitabh Bachchan. Fans loved its close-to-real narrative, but despite 37 crore rupees gross and 31.7 crore rupees net on D1, plus 17.39 crore rupees in advance bookings, the film earned 240 crore rupees against the 300 crore budget.
मुझे कानून पर भरोसा है, लेकिन अदालत में बैठे लोगों पर बिल्कुल भरोसा नहीं.
Just months earlier, on February 9, 2004, Lal Salam, directed by Rajnikant's daughter Aishwarya, featured him in an extended cameo made for 60 crore rupees. It opened to 3.5 crore rupees on day one and finished with only 19 crore rupees, making it a rare misfire. A year before that came Jailer, budget 200 crore rupees, and pure box office mayhem, 44.5 crore rupees net on day one, with 12.8 crore rupees in advance bookings. It became the highest grossing Tamil film of the year, earning 600 crore rupees worldwide and locking in Jailer 2. Diwali 2021 saw the family drama Annate reuniting Rajnikant with Meena and Khushbu. Made for 180 crore rupees, it opened to 2.9 crore rupees net with 2.25 crore rupees in advance bookings. Critics called it melodramatic, but it still crossed 200 crore rupees. Back in 2020, Darbar, directed by A.R. Murugadoss, opened at 2.8 crore rupees on day one, with 2.7 crore rupees in advance bookings. Despite Rajini's star power, critics found it slow and predictable. Yet, it went on to collect 200 crore rupees worldwide. 5 films, 5 very different journeys, from mega blockbusters like Jailer to underperformers like Lal Salam. Budgets have been big, openings even bigger, and the buzz always massive. With Cooley's huge star cast and sky-high expectations, will it rewrite the superstar's box office story? August 14th, the wait ends and the numbers game begins. NDTV Bureau Report.
Oh, you thought I'm going to do a Rajni? I won't dare. Mind it. That's all the time that we have in this edition. News and updates continue here on NDTV. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
As Independence Day approaches, Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing a surge of patriotic energy. In Srinagar, a Tiranga Yatra was flagged off by the Lieutenant Governor, symbolizing its national unity and pride. Former Chief Minister Omar Abdullah was also in attendance.
तू ही तो है जिसकी सच्चाई वाली क्लैरिटी की वजह से मैं आज यहाँ हूँ।
गोल्ड प्लस सिल्वॉक्सी मिरर्स, ऐसी क्लैरिटी कि आपको सिर्फ सच नजर आए, चाहे कितने भी साल बीत जाएं।
If it matters to you, if it matters to you, if it matters to you. It matters to India. It matters to India. And it matters to me. And it matters to me.
India Matters with Shivaru. Only on NDTV 24x7. NDTV 24x7 is India's #1 English news channel on YouTube. Credible, compelling, always ahead of the curve. Thank you for choosing NDTV 24x7 as your trusted source for news.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I
or
hold
buy time to invest in that?
CDSL for the long term? Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
हमसफर एक जरा इंतजार सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की
जय जवान जय हिंद
Mohit, you are known for your music. All your films, musics stay with us till today. I'm a millennial and those music are kind of music. So whenever we say Mohit Suri film aa raha hai, we know the music will be good, right? It's a given. So you really work hard. But is this always like how you create your music? You need everything in place, the mood, the lighting, even when the person is in the studio and just singing. And also, how did you select your musicians that this person's voice is perfect for this song?
That's what I think, the amount you give to a song, that's how long it will last, I think. Everyone does the programming, everyone writes the words, everyone makes the thing. But the thing is how much you give, how much of heart you give to the lyrics or to the music or to the melody or to the singing. That's how long the song will last, is what I genuinely feel. If you don't give that love, you're not going to get it back. It's just a simple debit and credit procedure, I think, with the audience. I genuinely feel I don't have any special skill. I don't know any scale or anything else. It's just that I enjoy that process a lot. Give me an evening to just go for a film party or something, I'll skip it. But you give me like a struggling musician to go who has a great tune, some new guys, chill all night with them. I can do that. I can just sit there, make music and stuff like that. We just did that recently. Fahim came down. He just surprised us, and we met in my Bandra office, and Han was there, Aneet was there, and he made me hear his other songs and stuff like that. But it was it's so much fun, because I just think making music, film, you still get to see something. Yeah. I think music is so amazing. You don't need to see anything. It's in the air, and suddenly it just comes together, and it's just, you can just feel it. And something you hear makes you feel something. It's just magical.
Is your business future ready? Join the 13-week strategic ESG certification program for business sustainability and growth for CXO and business leaders by NDTV, Terry and Zenora. Master global ESG frameworks, gain real-world tools and lead with impact. Starts August the 23rd. Enroll now and power your business with sustainability.
Rajasthan is history, culture and much more. And I have been reporting on all things royal for more than 25 years.
The colors, the culture and the complexities of